The Young and the Restless scoop for Friday, September 19th reveals Billy Abbott will confront Cain Ashby. Also coming up, Lauren Fenmore will be suspicious of Michael Baldwin. Plus, Christine Blair will model some wedding dresses, and Danny Romalotti will counsel Daniel Romalotti. Y&R spoilers tease Michael will be distracted as Lauren discusses suggestions for Christine's wedding dress. "What is it, Michael?" she'll ask. "Something's happened, hasn't it?" But he'll deny it. Then he'll get a text from Amanda Sinclair, saying Cain needs to see him right away. Lauren will ask who it is, and he'll lie and say it was a politician, asking for money. She'll get a text from Christine and head out. But before she does, she'll look back at her husband suspiciously. At Crimson Lights, Christine will tell Danny she's so excited, she's about to pick out her wedding dress. They'll kiss, and Daniel will come along. "Get a room," he'll jokingly tell them. Then Daniel will mope, putting a damper on it, grimacing as Danny and Christine revel in their joy. Lauren will arrive and Christine will head out. "Now it's just the two of us. Why don't you tell me what's really going on?" Danny will say to his son. So, he'll tell Danny that Mariah Copeland wants him to look after Tessa Porter, and he's conflicted. Danny will ask how much is about his growing feelings for Tessa. "What matters is Tessa's heart is breaking over this," he'll tell his father. Daniel will add that maybe he doesn't want to help. However, no matter what he feels for Tessa, he would never want to come between her and Mariah. Danny will say when he talks about Tessa, he can see it in his face. "You're still grappling with these feelings," he'll say. Life makes unexpected turns, and you just never know where it's going to go. At Marchetti, Lauren will have a whole studio set up with a photographer, so Christine can try on 3 different dresses and have photos of herself in each one. Afterwards, Christine will realize something's off with Lauren, so Lauren will mention the phone call and the text Michael received. "I think it's Victor trying to lure him back." Christine will say she can't imagine Michael crawling back to Victor. "Do you really think he'd go back on his promise to you without consulting you first?" But Lauren will say if Victor is doing this, and Michael hasn't told her, there'll be hell to pay. On Cain's choo-choo train, he'll tell Amanda to get Michael and Phyllis Summers on board. "We're moving forward with the original plan." So Amanda will call Phyllis, and she'll tell Cain she's on her way. He'll say good. We're about to launch an attack on every major company in Genoa City. Phyllis will arrive, and she'll ask Cain if Billy's coming. Cain will tell her he cut him loose. Michael will show up, and Cain will say what they're about to do will not be easy. But the payoff will be massive. He'll add there could be some legal issues to get around. However, if everything goes according to plan, there'll be no accountability for anyone in the room. Not surprisingly, Michael and Phyllis will bicker back and forth until Cain shouts at them. He'll say he's not going to allow infighting on his team. Finally, Billy will sit on his couch, seething. He'll stand up, growl, and throw a glass at the wall. Then he'll head out and end up at Cain's. "Hey, you pushed me to the outside, but you have Phyllis still involved?" Billy will ask angrily. "You don't know what the hell you're doing, Cain." Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless preview for the week of September 22 reveals Clare Newman will get a surprising invitation. Also coming up, Audra Charles will get some alarming news. Plus, Victor Newman will play hardball with Cain Ashby. Y&R spoilers tease Victor will meet with Cain on his choo-choo train, and he'll ask him if he's in or out. Victor has been trying to blackmail the billionaire into teaming up to destroy Jebot. Cain will tell Victor that he'll think about. "Don't take long," Victor replies in the Y&R weekly preview. "Because the moment I walk out of this door, the deal is off the table." But will Cain take him up on it? Meanwhile, Sally Spectra will fill in Audra on Billy Abbott's disastrous decision-making. "It's really bad," she'll say. "Billy decided that something was more important than the company." Audra will look shocked by Sally's admission. Abbott Communications is finished. before it even got started. Then Audra will realize she's out of yet another job. Finally, Clare will confide in Holden Novak about her romantic woes. She'll say she just needs some space from Kyle Abbott to figure out if they can get things back on track. So, Holden will have a suggestion. "If you want some distance, how does 2,000 miles sound?" he'll ask Clare. "Why don't you come to LA with me?" But will Clare decide to go with Holden? Stay tuned. Hey Y&R fans! Are you enjoying the new CBS Suds Are Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Billy Abbott's character overhaul is needed on the CBS soap. Is it time for Billy to grow up and stop being a train wreck? There have been times in the past when it really seemed like Billy was going to mature and get his act together. Unfortunately, Billy always seems to revert to being a selfish screw-up with doomed plans. Billy doesn't care about the trail of destruction he leaves behind as long as he goes after what he wants. That might be okay if Billy ever truly accomplished anything, but when was the last time he had a real victory? Billy is a loser in every sense of the word. In Y&R's September 18th episode, Cain Ashby called off their deal since he views Billy as too much of a wild card. We can't blame Cain for that, since that's indeed what Billy is. However, even if Cain had handed over the AI software like he planned, Billy's scheme to threaten Victor Newman with it wasn't going to work. In what universe would Victor ever be scared of Billy and his warnings? Billy constantly makes risky moves that never end in any kind of success. Viewers just have to watch Billy jump from one ridiculous project to the next without anything to show for it. Now Billy and Sally Spectra's relationship may be blowing up as well, so he couldn't even keep happiness in his personal life. Billy is too self-centered to treat Sally right, so she's better off without him. This might be a good time for the show to hit the reset button on Billy and genuinely make some updates to the character. Billy acts like an impulsive teenager who has a lot to learn instead of a grown man who's made countless mistakes that should have taught him valuable lessons. The character would no doubt benefit from an overhaul or at least some time on the back burner. Should Billy finally evolve and find a better path forward? Do you think it's possible for Billy to grow up and get over his grudges? The Young and the Restless spoilers say, Billy may have more catastrophes ahead of him, but we can all hope for better news when it comes to the path Billy chooses to take. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Cain Ashby and Lily Winters could have a surprise matchmaker. Will Victor Newman make a guaranteed family reunion offer and try to steer Cain down a new path? Victor tried threatening Cain, but that obviously didn't work. Despite Victor's blackmail scheme regarding the dirty money that built Arabesque, Cain is moving forward with takeover plans that'll affect all the key players in Genoa City. However, Y&R's preview video for the week of September 22-26 shows Victor meeting with Cain to discuss a new offer. Perhaps Victor will give Cain a more positive incentive to call off his plans for corporate chaos and hand over the AI software. Victor has repeatedly refused to surrender Chancellor, but there's something else that Cain wants even more. Cain would love the chance to reunite with Lily and get their family back on track. Lily has been adamant that her relationship with Cain is over for good, but maybe she shouldn't be so certain about that. What if Victor decides to dangle a Lily reunion in front of Cain as a way to control him? Victor could promise Cain a happy future with Lily, one where they're husband and wife once again. Cain might wonder how Victor could possibly make that dream come true, but Victor might insist Cain should just leave that to him. Victor is often portrayed as an all-powerful character who can work behind the scenes and make even the most impossible things happen. Perhaps Victor will guarantee that if Cain gives him what he wants, then Cain will get the family reunion he's craving. Victor might vow to play Cupid for Cain and Lily, as well as make sure the twins forgive their father sooner rather than later. Despite Cain's skepticism, Victor may push him to take advantage of this opportunity at living happily ever after. Regardless, Cain will give the offer Victor's about to make some serious consideration. Although Cain will be wary of trusting Victor, he may like the sound of what his rival's proposing if he can actually pull it off. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Victor will try to lock in an agreement with Cain, so stay tuned for updates on any big news that might be brewing. The Young and the Restless preview video for the week of September 22-26 reveals that Holden Novak will invite Clare Newman on an LA trip, while Victor Newman makes a final offer to Cain Ashby. Y&R's weekly promo kicks off with Sally Spectra, who'll meet with Audra Charles and let her know the situation is really bad. Sally will admit Billy Abbott decided something was more important than the company, so Abbott Communications is finished before it even started. That news will be a tough blow for Audra, since she was hoping to use Abbott Communications for a fresh start following the Vibrante disaster. Sally will offer updates on this new setback and leave Audra worried about her next career move. Over with Clare, she'll open up to Holden about wishing she could distance herself from her problems for a while. Kyle Abbott hasn't done a great job of giving Clare the space she asked for, so she'll be feeling overwhelmed and in need of a break. If you want some distance, how does 2,000 miles sound? Why don't you come to LA with me? Holden asks in the show's weekly preview video. Clare complained about Kyle's Paris getaway offer since they don't need to run from their issues. However, Holden may argue this is different since it's just a relaxing trip with a friend who cares. Holden has some business to take care of for Cain Ashby in LA, but he'll want to make time for some fun with Clare while he's there. While Clare mulls over Holden's invitation, Victor will meet with Cain and present him with a new deal. It turns out Victor will have a tempting arrangement that he hopes Cain will get on board with. Cain will hear Victor out and ultimately agree to think about his offer. Nevertheless, Victor will put some pressure on Cain and push for an immediate decision. "Don't take long because the moment I walk out of this door, the deal is off the table," Victor warns in Y&R's weekly promo. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Cain will have a difficult choice to make, so stay tuned. Ironically, Melissa Clare Egan, who plays reformed con artist Chelsea on The Young and the Restless, sort of got conned herself. The actress had a recent incident in which she had trouble proving she was, well, Melissa Clare Egan. "I just want to thank Cynthia and Lauren for always making me feel so pretty. Doing my glam at The Young and the Restless," Egan shared in an Instagram reel, showing herself all made up, looking her beautiful self. However, after she got made up, the actress hopped on her phone to do some online banking. Egan uses facial recognition software to avoid anyone getting into her account. This is where things got complicated. "You gotta love it though," the actress shared. "I just went to log into my Bank of America to check something out, and I do Face ID, and it literally says, 'Face not recognized.' It won't let me into my Bank of America. I swear, true story, it's basically like, 'You don't look like that.' Kudos to the new hair and makeup team." Dees, posted at the John McCormick, added at SBBS 23. "That's too funny. You are beautiful with and without the makeup." Palin former castmate Sophia Pernas wrote, "Gorge!" At Mbedisbrowke posted, "You're so beautiful, with or without makeup. You're also an amazing actress. That's why I have to use fingerprint LOL," shared at Suzask. "Too many hairstyles and makeup levels for me." Ironically, Egan is involved in a situation involving digital technology right now on Y&R. Cain has some AI software that can bring down companies by playing havoc with their internal finances. While Egan was having trouble getting into her account, Cain can get into everyone's. He seems to be on the fence between taking over the financial and business landscapes in Genoa City and doing what he has to do to repair his fractured relationship with his children, Charlie and Maddie. This umbrella story seems to involve most of the cast. Recently, Victor believed he had a way to emerge victorious over Cain, Jack, and Billy. The Young and the Restless recap for Friday, September 19th, reveals that Billy Abbott will crash Cain Ashby's private meeting after Michael Baldwin lies to Lauren Fenmore Baldwin. On Cain's train, he'll tell Amanda Sinclair that they're moving forward with the original plan, so he'll want Michael and Phyllis Summers to join them immediately to discuss what's next. Michael will get a phone call from Amanda and ignore it during his catch-up dinner with Lauren following her trip to New York. Amanda will try texting Michael next, so Lauren will clearly wonder what's going on. Michael will act like a politician is hounding him for money, and will offer up a romantic night with Lauren once she's done with Christine Blair's fitting, Lauren will give Michael a kiss before she goes, but she'll seem uneasy over how distracted he is and how suspicious he's acting. At Crimson Lights, Christine and Danny Romalotti will worry about Daniel Romalotti Jr. But Daniel will claim he's just exhausted and will blame it on helping with Lucy Romalotti's chemistry homework. However, Danny will feel like there's more to the story and will quiz Daniel after Christine leaves with Lauren. Daniel will admit that Mariah Copeland asked him to look after Tessa Porter while Mariah's away getting the help she needs. That'll put Daniel in a difficult position considering his feelings for Tessa and the fact that he doesn't even know what Mariah's dealing with. Daniel will admit part of him may not really want to help, but he'll deny wanting to break up Tessa and Mariah's marriage. Even so, Danny will act like it's okay to consider what would happen if Mariah and Tessa divorced somewhere down the line. It's not good for Daniel to bottle up his feelings, so Danny will push him to open up in this safe father-son space. However, Daniel will think his feelings indeed need to stay buried and will ultimately refuse to go any deeper with Danny. Meanwhile, Christine will have a dress fitting featuring 3 bridal gowns and a photo shoot to help her make a selection. Since Christine will love all 3, she won't have a firm answer on which one will be her wedding dress yet. Once the photo shoot is over, Christine will sense that Lauren is troubled by something and will encourage her to share. Lauren will confess Michael's strange behavior and worry that Victor Newman is luring him back into his web again. Christine will point out that Victor is stubborn and wonder if he'd really ask Michael to come back to work for him. Lauren will acknowledge that Michael was an incredibly valuable employee, so she won't think it's out of the question. Since Michael mentioned a job offer and then claimed he passed on it, Lauren will definitely have concerns about Victor's involvement here. If Victor is dragging Michael into his drama again, Lauren will warn that there'll be hell to pay. As Billy drinks at home alone on Friday's Y&R episode, he'll look furious over Cain's latest news before smashing his glass against a wall. Back on Cain's train, Phyllis will join him along with Amanda. There'll be some talk about Cain's plan moving forward without Billy and all his baggage. Michael will also show up, so Phyllis won't get why another attorney is necessary since Amanda is already working for Cain. There'll be some bickering until Cain shuts it down since it's time to focus on his agenda. Cain will acknowledge that his AI scheme could require breaking some laws, but he'll plan on making sure all of them avoid any consequences. Michael will be surprised over Amanda's willingness to operate in this gray area, but she'll be determined to protect her client and all the rest of them. Phyllis, Michael, and Amanda will push Cain for details on their role in his Genoa City domination plot. Before Cain can spill too much, Billy will burst in and yell at Cain for letting Phyllis stay involved after cutting him out. Billy won't think Cain knows what the hell he's doing, so he'll have a fierce outburst as he crashes this private meeting. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Billy and Cain have more conflict ahead of them, so stick with us for updates on all the erupting hostility. The Young and the Restless scoop for Thursday, September 18th, reveals an out-of-control Billy Abbott will find out the deal is off. Also coming up, Mariah Copeland will ask Daniel Romalotti to take care of Tessa Porter. Plus, Jack Abbott will ask for Victoria Newman's help, and Lily Winters will reject Cain Ashby once again. Y&R spoilers tease Lily will walk into Crimson Lights, and Esther Valentine will guess her order to the T. Then Cain will come up behind her and guess her tea order. He'll ask if she's talked to the kids, and Lily will say yes, and they're hurting. They'll sit down with their drinks, and Lily grill him. "Why are you here, and have you really given up your plans?" she'll ask. "Or is this just another con?" Not surprisingly, Cain will deny it. Lily will say as they reminisced. For a brief moment, she saw the man she fell in love with. Then she realized it's not the man he still is. "We're meant for each other," Cain will say. "When you look at me, can you really tell me you don't feel the same thing?" Lily will say it's never going to happen. "There is no going back. The old Lily and Cain are gone," she'll reply. "And the sooner you realize that, the better." Meanwhile, Daniel will meet Mariah at the lookout. He'll ask how she's doing, and Mariah will say she's a mess. Daniel will advise her to be open with Tessa Porter. "I think it'd be extremely overwhelming," she'll reply. "What Tessa doesn't know won't hurt her, and I think I should keep it that way." But Daniel will say what she doesn't know is hurting her. Mariah will ask how Tessa and Arya are doing, and Daniel will say, aside from missing her, they're okay. So Daniel will ask why she reached out to him. I think you might be the best friend that Tessa has right now, she'll respond. Mariah will say she has to leave town for a while, and she'll ask Daniel to look after her wife and daughter. Daniel will say he just got a flash of Cassie and wonders what advice she'd be giving her. Whatever it was you did, she would have forgiven you. Daniel will promise to look out for Tessa, and Mariah will embrace him. At the Abbott estate, Diane Jenkins will tell Jack she feels sorry for Sally Spectra. Billy should know better than this, but he's just blinded by his obsession to get Chancellor back, Jack will reply. If Cain can convince Billy to use this against Newman Enterprises, what's to stop him from going after anyone? Diane will say they can't let Billy drown. There's too much at stake. But Jack will say he's in gambler mode right now, and he's not about to leave the table, no matter how many hands are dealt. You need to stop him, and you'll regret it if you don't at least try, Diane will reply fouille. So, Jack will tell his wife he'll talk to Billy, but he's not going alone. He'll head to Society and meet with Victoria. He'll tell her about Cain's AI software and how Billy's teaming up with him, and he'll notice she doesn't seem surprised. At Billy's place, he'll glance down at his phone, then start walking around, talking to himself like a madman. Come on, Cain. Tired of waiting for this plan to kick in, for my life to start, he'll say out loud. Come on, Cain, let's do this. Then he'll pour himself a drink. You're going to the top, Billy, right where you belong. Then Jack and Victoria will show up, and Billy will ask why they're there. 2 letters, A and I, Jack will reply, BI. Billy will ask how his brother found out. Then he'll realize it was his girlfriend. Sally? Sally sold me out? Jack will say she was just worried about him, and he should give this up for her. But Billy will refuse, saying she stabbed him in the back. Victoria will try to reason with Billy. She'll say if he won't do it for Sally, then he should do it for the kids. You got the fever again, I can see it, she'll say. Do you want Johnny and Katie to come and visit their dad in prison? Finally, Billy's phone will ring, and it'll be Cain calling. He'll take the call and ask Jack and Victoria to leave. When can we get started? He'll say to Cain. But Cain will say there's been a change of plans. Billy, you bring too much conflict, so the deal is off. Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless Spoilers and News, and make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. For 3 decades, Sharon Case has been the resilient, evolving heart of Genoa City. As Sharon Newman, she has navigated love, loss, and mental health battles with a nuance that has made her one of daytime's most beloved and enduring figures. That long-standing dedication has culminated in a powerful 2025 Daytime Emmy nomination for Outstanding Lead Performance, recognizing her tour de force work in one of the year's most harrowing psychological storylines. The nominated arc saw Sharon framed for a murder she was manipulated into believing she committed. Through visceral hallucinations and engineered gaslighting, writers crafted a chilling narrative that was less a murder mystery and more a profound character study of guilt and trauma. Case's performance was a masterclass in emotional precision, portraying a mind weaponized against itself with a vulnerability that captivated audiences. The storyline not only reinforced Sharon's status as a survivor, but also served as a showcase for the incredible range Case has honed over 30 years. This career-high recognition arrives amidst persistent whispers that have jolted the fan base. The possibility that Case might be stepping back from the role. While unconfirmed, the notion of Genoa City without Sharon Newman has sent ripples of anxiety through the whole viewership. When a legacy performer contemplates a change, it impacts everything. From core family dynamics, like the Newmans and Abbotts, to the very fabric of the show's community, which so often gathers at Sharon's coffee house, Crimson Lights. The speculation forces a difficult question: how could the show move forward? A temporary hiatus could be written as an extended counseling conference, while a permanent exit would require a send-off worthy of her history. A recast, while always controversial, would demand an actor capable of capturing Sharon's signature blend of compassion and steel without simply mimicking Case. Each option carries immense weight, as Sharon is more than a character. She is the show's moral conscience and a steadying force for volatile figures like Nick Newman. The 52nd Daytime Emmys ceremony, slated for Friday, October 17th, 2025, places Case in a category of titans, including her Y&R co-stars Eileen Davidson, Melissa Clare Egan, and Michelle Stafford. Regardless of who takes home the statue, the nomination itself is a powerful acknowledgement. It validates not only a year of fearless work, but an entire career spent building a character who feels as real as family to millions. Whatever the future holds for Sharon Case, her legacy is secure. This Emmy nod serves as a timely reminder of her indispensable contribution to the young and the restless. It celebrates an artist who has given voice to struggle and strength, ensuring that for 30 years and counting, Sharon Newman has remained the soul of Genoa City. The young and the restless star, Michelle Stafford, is set to receive one of the top honors at the upcoming Daytime Beauty Awards. The actress, entrepreneur, and 3-time Emmy winner will be recognized with the Outstanding Achievement in Skincare Award for her pioneering work with her brand, Skin Nation. The honor will be presented by actress Denise Richards on Sunday, September 21st, 2025, at the Grand Venue in Los Angeles. Stafford's journey into the world of skincare was born from deeply personal circumstances. After her sister was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, she began researching the toxic chemicals present in everyday beauty products. Determined to make a difference, Stafford founded Skin Nation, an organic, cruelty-free skincare line developed with the help of a chemist. The collection includes cleansers, moisturizers, serums, and treatments crafted with plant-based, non-toxic formulas designed to nourish and protect. Safe for all ages, skin tones, and genders, Skin Nation reflects Stafford's mission to make clean skincare accessible and effective. While Stafford has spent decades captivating daytime audiences as the fiery Phyllis Summers on The Young and the Restless, her career extends far beyond Genoa City. She's appeared in films like Double Jeopardy, alongside Ashley Judd, and Durant's Never Closes with Tom Sizemore. On the digital front, she created and starred in The Stafford Project, which Entertainment Weekly praised as hilarious and TV Guide dubbed the web series to watch. Her stage work, including The Heartbeats in Walt's Time and Savage in Limbo, earned accolades from the Los Angeles Times, and her creative ventures continued with Nickelodeon's Secret Mind of a Single Mom, which she wrote, directed, and co-starred in with her daughter. Now in its 7th year, the Daytime Beauty Awards shine a light on the science and innovation behind beauty, health, and wellness. Actress and singer Anne Margaret will serve as the show's ambassador, while other honorees include Megan Good and Jonathan Majors for fitness, Holly Robinson Peete for health, and Dr. Jessica Wu for aesthetics. The event also benefits the Los Angeles Mounted Platoon Foundation, which supports the training and care of horses that serve the community and provide comfort to underserved youth and first responders. Young and the Restless, spoilers for September 22, 26, 2025. See Victor Newman on the attack. And Billy Abbott making a huge gamble that could cost him everything. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week, then we dive into what's ahead for next week. On Wednesday, September 17th, Billy and Cain Ashby discuss joining forces. Billy has second thoughts because of Sally Spectra, who thinks the whole AI thing is dodgy and, of course, illegal. Cain pushes Billy's gambler buttons to get him to commit. Billy tells Cain, "Okay, I guess Sally will come around." However, Billy wants it in writing that when the dust settles, he gets Chancellor. Cain warns against putting things in writing since what they're doing isn't entirely legal. But Billy insists on having both their names on it, so they are equally at risk on Young and the Restless. Cain expresses nervousness about Billy's emotional vendetta against Victor, stating he doesn't want emotion clouding business ambitions. He also worries that Sally might betray them, wondering if working with Billy is a mistake. Billy, however, tells Cain, "Get me the AI, and we'll take down Newman Enterprises. Don't worry about Sally. She won't make any trouble." Billy makes this promise. Meanwhile, Victor is bragging about taking down Billy, Cain, and Jack Abbott all at once, Jack meets with Nikki Newman and tells her that Billy thinks Cain is the path to what he wants, and he won't listen. Jack says Billy forced his hand and told him to take back the money, so he did. Abbott is dead, and Cain and Billy may be coming for Chancellor. Nikki tells Jack she thinks Victor knows what Cain is planning, but won't say. Jack is worried about Billy and truly hates that Cain has gotten his hooks into his brother. Victor finds them talking and isn't very happy about it. Across town, Sally shows up at the Abbott mansion looking for Jack and finds Diane Jenkins instead. Diane tells Sally she is very sorry that the launch party got canceled. Sally tells Diane that Billy is making a huge mistake. Diane asks for details, but Sally says, "Jack's the only one Billy may actually listen to. I really need to talk to him." Victor tells Jack to leave so he can talk to Nikki. At the same time, Diane calls Jack and says, "Come home, Sally's here. She needs to talk to you." Victor warns Jack that big trouble is about to hit him. Jack leaves, and Nikki demands to know what exactly Victor's threat to Jack meant. He won't answer Nikki, who says the Abbotts and Newmans don't need to fight. They need to unite against Cain. Victor is doing his usual thing, not agreeing or giving details, playing his cards close to his vest on Young and the Restless. Nikki wants to know what Cain plotting. Victor won't tell her, but he says he has Cain under control. Victor admits that Cain has a weapon, but says that him working with Phyllis Summers and Billy is foolish. He's certain he's going to defeat him. Jack shows up at the house ready to hear what Sally has to say. She tells him she sacrificed everything for Billy, and he's thrown it all away for Chancellor. Sally says she's worried she's losing Billy. Jack asks if this is why the launch was canceled. Diane asks if Sally is looking for Jack to reinvest in Abbott, but Sally makes it clear, "No, I'm not here for money. I just want Billy saved." Sally reveals that Cain is planning something illegal, and Billy is going to be the one that gets caught with dirty hands. Sally then tells them Cain has this AI and how it can ruin companies. Jack is appalled. Sally says Cain wants Billy to use the AI on companies in Genoa City. Jack wonders if Jabot is a target. Sally says Billy is focused on Chancellor, though. Sally explains that Billy thinks he can make this happen without using the AI and plans to blackmail Victor with the threat of the AI to hand over Chancellor and to fund Abbott. Jack tells Sally that Billy was the one who insisted he take back the money. Sally is absolutely disgusted because that means Billy lied to her to try and get her to agree that it's okay for him to work with Cain. Sally is upset that she risked everything, and now Billy has basically ruined her life. Jack says that Cabe obviously knows how to manipulate his brother. Sally says she loves Billy and hopes he'll stop before it's too late on Young and the Restless. Jack, for his part, is very tired of trying to talk sense into Billy over the years because he never listens. Jack actually advises Sally to just cut bait and run. On Thursday, September 18th, Mariah Copeland and Daniel Romalotti meet in the park behind Tessa Porter's back. Daniel confirms to Mariah that he didn't tell Tessa they were meeting. Mariah leaving town to get help and get her hat on straight, and she wants Daniele to check on Tessa and Aria while she is away. Jack goes to talk to Victoria Newman for some help. He knows Billy won't listen to him, but he thinks Victoria Newman has a chance to talk some sense into Billy after the alarming things he's heard from Sally. Victoria Newman has an incentive to try and stop this path Billy's on because she doesn't want him coming after Chancellor when her mom, Nikki, is running it. Meanwhile, Cain plays charming with Lily Winters, but it's uncertain if it will work. On Friday, September 19th, Cain gets everybody together for a strategy meeting. It looks like Phyllis Summers and Billy will be there, and Amanda Sinclair should be there. We'll see if he brings in Michael Baldwin or Holden Novak. Things aren't going as Billy is hoping and planning by the end of the week. His Victor blackmail may backfire, and he'll need to pivot. Maybe he finds out Sally ratted him out. We'll see. Lauren Fenmore is eager to impress Christine Williams on Friday, obviously about the wedding. The week of September 22nd through the 26th, Cain isn't going to give up on Lily. But work-wise, he may have a setback because of Sally spilling the beans. Daniel agrees to do what Mariah asks, and Victoria seriously considers intervening as Jack asked. Plus, Billy is going to be absolutely furious when he finds out Sally told Jack and Diane what he and Cain are up to. I wonder if Billy will finalize their split, or if he just comes at her the wrong way and Sally takes Jack's advice and walks away for good. Cain is soon probably going to be all that Billy has left. Obviously, Victor isn't going to bend to blackmail. Claire Grace Newman considers what to do about Kyle Abbott. She may talk to Holden, who is trying to be a good guy, better than Kyle is. Audra Charles isn't ready to give up, but things are getting worse because now she has no job at Abbott.com, and she may be running back to Nate Hastings, realizing she has nothing and begging him to take her back. Victor is smug, but Cain and Billy might be more formidable together than he realizes if they do unleash the AI, and if they have nothing else to lose on Young and the Restless, it's seen. The Young and the Restless spoilers deliver a seismic revelation. Genoa City is buzzing, and whispers ripple through the Abbott and Newman corridors alike. Clare Grace is pregnant. What should have been a private, tender revelation between two hearts quickly exploded into a headline that reshaped conversations in boardrooms, whispered family dinners, and society circles. For many, the news is a triumph. Claire's, who had painstakingly rebuilt her life after betrayal and scandal, now seemed poised for redemption. Motherhood promised a future free from chaos, a chance to embrace stability rather than destruction. And because the child is believed to be Kyle Abbott's, the announcement carried a weight that stretched beyond romance. It meant history was repeating itself. Two dynasties, Abbott and Newman, bound again not by rivalry or corporate maneuvering, but by new life. To the world, it seemed like Claire's fairy tale had finally arrived, but for Holden Novitt, it was nothing short of devastation. For months, he had lived in the quiet shadows of Claire's orbit, the steadfast confidant whose loyalty never wavered. Outsiders saw him as a close friend, a figure of quiet devotion. Yet those who truly watched understood the fire in his gaze, the unspoken connection that bound them. Holden had believed their bond was undeniable, even unbreakable. He convinced himself she would choose him, not for power, not for prestige, but because of love. Instead, Claire chose Kyle. Her decision was pragmatic, clear, and cold. With Kyle came the stability Holden could never match. Claire didn't push Holden away violently. She eased him toward the exit, cloaking rejection in kindness. But Holden was never the kind of man to go quietly. Her pregnancy announcement shattered whatever hope he clung to. To him, it wasn't simply betrayal. It was humiliation, delivered publicly and irrevocably. The man who once loved her with quiet devotion now burned with volcanic rage. His fury poured out in accusations, venomous words that cut through any tenderness once between them. He called her manipulative, heartless, a woman who used his loyalty until something better came along. Yet underneath the storm of insults, a darker current flowed. Holden wasn't simply angry, he was obsessed. The pregnancy erased his place in Claire's future forever. He was not only replaced as her lover, but robbed of the chance to be the father of her children. That loss festered, twisting into dangerous delusion. Holden began rewriting their history in his mind, convincing himself Claire's choice couldn't have been real, that she had been coerced, blinded, or forced into Kyle's arms. If he could just expose the truth, he believed, he might still reclaim her. But obsession is perilous, and in Genoa City, a man scorned isn't just a heartbroken lover. He's a ticking bomb. Would Holden's vengeance take the form of a whispered campaign against Kyle? A ruthless strike at Claire's reputation? Or something far darker, a threat that could put both mother and child in harm's way? For the past few months on The Young and the Restless, Audra Charles played a big role in some of the major storylines. Sally hired her to work at Abbott Communications with her. She went through a big breakup with Nate, which was caused by her deal with Victor to split Kyle and Claire. But for the past couple of weeks or so, we haven't seen hide nor hair of Audra. Where is she? After all the turmoil she caused between Kyle and Claire, then breaking Nate's heart, we haven't seen her at Society or Crimson Lights, or anywhere else in Genoa City for that matter. Last week on The Young and the Restless, Audra told Sally how concerned she was about attending the Abbott Communications launch party because she was worried Kyle and Claire might show up. Audra was still agitated over her blow-up with Claire at Society the night before, as well as her argument with Kyle in the park. She feared she might lose her temper at the launch party if she had to deal with Kyle and Claire again. But when Billy and Sally arrived at Society for the party, they were shocked to learn that Cain had canceled it. The day after the launch party on The Young and the Restless, Audra sent Sally a text message, asking, "What the hell is going on? Are you guys okay? Please call me." We haven't seen Sally call her back yet, due to other pressing matters at hand. Apparently, Audra is out there, wondering what the current state of Abbott Communications is, and puzzled about why Sally hasn't called her back yet. If the company doesn't get off the ground because of Cain's machinations, then it looks like Audra isn't going to have the job Sally offered her. So, what will be her next career move? When Holden spoke to Clare and Kyle at Society, on the same day Sally got the text message, he asked them whether Audra was causing them any more trouble. Clare said they thankfully haven't heard from her at all. Holden told them, "What I said must have done the trick." We know he told her to leave Kyle and Clare alone, and he reminded her about what happened in LA. He warned her she would be ruined if anyone found out about it, but he gave no details, so it is still a mystery. But we have to wonder, did he have any more conversations with Audra after that are keeping her out of sight? Audra is a polarizing character who brings on the drama, and that's exactly why we need her back on our screens soon. She creates problems and stirs things up, and that's a big part of what soaps are all about. Let's hope we see her back in Society or Crimson Lights in the coming days, having lunch or drinks with Sally. It will be interesting to see how the two gal pals help each other pick up the pieces if Abbott Communications really is dead in the water.